student, Department of Law, Central University of Karnataka, to introduce our esteemed speaker, Professor Dr. Subhash Chandra Roy, sir.
Thank you, Oscar. Good afternoon, all. Today, it's my absolute honor and privilege to welcome our distinguished speaker, Dr. Subhash Chandra Roy, sir. Dr. Roy, sir, is Professor of Law, Dean of Research and Development, and the Director of the Center for Innovation Research and Facilitation in Intellectual Property for Humanity and Development at Chanakya National Law College, National University Partner. With over 2 decades of academic excellence, Dr. Roy, sir, has made significant contributions to the field of intellectual property rights, environmental law, corporate law, and human rights, among others. Dr. Roycer holds a PhD in intellectual property rights and has authored several books, including lectures on intellectual property law and analytical study of intellectual property rights in India. He has also presented over 100 research papers at national and international seminars, and his work has been published in numerous reputed journals. Beyond his academic achievements, Dr. Roycer has served as visiting professor at prestigious institutions such as PUS Agricultural University, NIPR Hajipur, and Bihar Judicial Academy. He has also been keynote speaker and sessions chair at various conferences both in India and abroad, including at the National University and Singapore Management University. Dr. Royce's dedication to interdisciplinary research and his belief in the transformative power of education make him true inspiration. Welcome to the session, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. In the beginning, I would like to thank Dr. Jayant Barwaji. I would like to thank all the participants who have joined online. We know very well that this is the era of intellectual property rights. If we see the intellectual property rights, it is a creation of human mind. Intellectual property and rights, 3 terms are there. So intellectual, that is a creation of human mind. As these days there is a hue and cry related to artificial intelligence. Of course, artificial intelligence, it means it is not a natural intelligence. We human beings have natural intelligence. And intelligence means what? The definition of intelligence, if you see that intelligence means take right decision at right moment. Right decision at right moment, that is intelligence. When a human being invents anything, 3 factors are very important. That is that a person who creates, not invent, I can say creation, that labor, skill, and judgment. 3 things are very important in any creation. Either it be created for literary work, dramatic work, musical, artistic, that is the copyrightable work. Labor, skill, and judgment. And that judgment means right decision at right moment. That becomes right decision is judgment, but at right moment it is known as intelligence. So intellectual, human intellect creates the thing. When they invest labor, there is skill and judgment. So then they create something. But thing, you see that intellectual property is a incorporeal thing. It is incorporeal. It is not a corporeal one, but that's why we cannot say thing. Then how rights generate? As the last term is rights. intellectual property rights. Rights generate because of the investment of labor, the investment of time, mind, energy in the creation of some incorporeal properties. And this is why the definition of property, if we see that rights in a thing is called property. So many objects, so many goods, it is kept anywhere. But if it is not associated with me, if I have no right to use that goods, right to exchange that goods, right to sell that goods, right to destroy that goods, I have nothing. It is not my property. So suppose I purchase a bottle of water in the on the railway platform. That bottle is mine. Water is also mine. That is my property. I can use it. I can sell it. I can exchange it. I can throw it. I can do it. So intellectual property is a creation of human mind. It is incorporeal, and rights in that creation is mine. That's why intellectual property rights, three things are used. So generally people talk about that intellectual property rights such as copyright, trademark, design, industrial design, patents, all have monopoly rights. This is the word monopoly. IP is a monopoly rights. But we see that whether it is a monopoly, we will see in the second part, as you say that uh, your topic is sustainable innovation and balancing rights. So, monopoly rights, whether it is a monopoly, of course, when a person invests labor, skill, judgment, time, mind, energy, and he is creating something, it is not easy. Therefore, we generate rights and we have right in that property to use it, to exchange it, license it, earn out of it. So many rights generate. Therefore, yes, the law provides them rights. If you talk about copyright, under copyright also section 14 of the Copyright Act, yes, rights are assigned. And you see that without the permission of the author, the creator, one cannot use it. If someone is using, it means violation of that rights. But the rights are limited. The most important characteristics of these intellectual property is limited rights. And limited rights in copyright, you see that 60 years up to lifetime plus 60 years. In patents, 20 years only. In trademark, that is also limited time, although unregistered, that is unlimited. So limited rights are there, granted by law. What is the right? What is the reason behind it? Reason behind is that the person who has created, the person who has created must enjoy those rights, benefits of the investment, but at the same time, the benefits must go to the society. Otherwise, the society will be debarred from such benefits because intellectual investment, innovations are for the benefit of society. Think about that why copyright is protected. If earlier you see that when Tulsidas ji has written Ramcharitmanas, whether Tulsidas ji ever claimed about the copyright, whether at that time was there copyright. Kalidas wrote Meghdutam and so many books in Sanskrit, classical books, whether they ever claimed, never. Because at that time it was for Swanta Sukhaya, it was for self pleasure. It was the when their mind was overwhelmed, or when they're over flooded with ideas, they were expressing something. So it was for the sake of the society. That's why the literary, dramatic, musical, artistic, sound recording, all these work are cinematography. They are the creation. They are for the betterment of society, social development. As for example, we would like to say that share that suppose every semester you are LLM student. Uh, when the class teacher comes to your class, you ask, sir, which book is better? I want to purchase that book and I want to read. And the teacher offers you, yes, this is the book, this author. Why particular author? It is because that author has discussed the topic, the issues, the problems, very simple way, in a simple way, in an easy way, and you can read that book and you can understand very easily. That's why. And in this way, when you are in a position to understand certain issues, certain problems very easily, you are mentally developing yourself. You develop professionally. Your skill develop. And in this way, you become an asset, intellectual, professional asset. And you are need for the society. As suppose you are a lawyer, when you read good books, when you learn from the good teachers, you are developed one. You are a skilled one. You are a bright advocate, intelligent advocate, because you have learned from books and from teachers. And therefore, you are in a position to provide, you know, help or justice to your client. And this in this way, society is benefited. Judiciary is benefited. Therefore, where is the source? Source is a copyright. That is book, articles, research papers. A person who has created, and unless and until he has invested his labor, skill, and judgment, invested his long term of experience, there cannot be a good creation. So the purpose of the law is to protect the creator in one hand, but the very objective so that the person can create more and more such types of creative work. Because if there is no protection, if there is no encouragement, if there is no economic benefit, no one would like. As I told you just right now that Tulsidas ji wrote Ramcharitmanas, it is not for the economic sake, not to earn money out of the sale of Ramcharitmanas, but Swanta Sukha hai. But nowadays, we the people, we invest our time, mind, energy, that is not for Swanta Sukha, but we want some economic gain. And therefore, one protection by the government is to protect the creator for economic gain. Secondly, if anyone is without the permission of that person using that or doing something which is mentioned under section 14 of the Copyright Act, it is violation of the rights of the person. One point, violation of the rights of the person. If without the permission of the author of the copyright work, changes, translates, or says that this is my work and sells pirated work, then economic loss will be to that person. At the same time, the society will be at loss because same text in the name of other will be circulated in the society, and the society will have no new things, innovative things in the society, to the students, and their academic development, human development, mental development will stand still. It will not move. Therefore, this innovation is essential. Something new, something improvement. Suppose IPR books, if one author has written, another person can write a book on IPR. And if that he has given good expression, simple expression with illustrations, naturally the next book will be benefited to the students. to the community, to the society. And this is the way to the social development. So ultimately, the intellectual property is to develop the human mind, develop the society industrially. And if there is industrial development, rather ultimately it will go to the people in the society. Economy will improve. So this is why intellectual property is given so much importance, significance nowadays. So that's why this is the ultimate goal. But one thing is also that author is protected for a certain period of time. Whether till that time society is not benefited. Yes, of course, society is benefited. One benefit is that expression, because in copyright, the property lies in expression. Property lies in expression. So that expression, better expression, it is being delivered to the society, and therefore the society is getting benefited. That is, and there is a check also that you cannot plagiarize. You cannot say that this is my work. So it will be violation of the copyright. Therefore, protection to the individual creator as well as protection to the society at the same time. Otherwise, society will be at greater loss. This is why the act. This is why the law. Now, second point, during that period, whether it is completely monopolized, answer is no. As we know very well, Section 52 in the Copyright Act deals with that, yes, for research purposes, for non-economic gain, for teaching purposes, yes, you can use those copyrighted work without the permission. We can do it. And so that research may be done. Research should go on. And research what for? Why should we do research? It is because that the study will help again contribution to the society. And this is why doctoral degree programs are being organized in all the universities of the India or abroad, everywhere, that new things should enter into the society. So IPR, in terms of copyright, if we take, then we can say that yes, it is not a monopoly rights. It is completely not. There is a balancing of rights. And you see that if we take you towards the jurisprudential aspect, we can talk about Roscoe-Pondian philosophy. Roscoe-Pondian, theory of interest, what he says about three types of interest. That is personal interest or private interest, social interest, public interest. Private interest, of course, if I am writing something, creating something, it is my private interest. Why? Because I have invested labor, skill, and judgment. This is my interest. And it must be served. Because I have invested my time, my energy, my money, I must have a return. This is private interest. But at the same time, social interest. Social interest is an interest that, after all, why someone is creating. Right now I said that academic advancement. If I am writing a book, for what? For whom? For the students, for the authors, for the researchers. I am writing a book. And it is being published. Published means making the copy available to the society, to the consumer, to the stakeholder. So social interest is there. And this is why if the work is perverted, if the work is not of standard quality, or if the work is going to demoralize the society, such work has no copyright, and it cannot be, if it is plagiarized or if it is infringed, law does not protect such type of work of vague or the work which is of no low standard at all. A standard, you can say, which is immoralizing the society. Such type of literature shall not be accepted. It is not protected by copyright. So the social interest is that moral boost up, academic boost up. In this way, there is a social interest is served. And third is the public interest. Public interest is balancing of interest in between individual and the society. And this is why in the IP legislations, in all you will find that yes, research, training purposes, study purposes, teaching purposes, and so many, a lot of items has been mentioned in the Copyright Act Section 52 that yes, one can do. This is the social interest. So that's why it cannot be called as a monopoly rights. And this is why the part of your topic is balancing of rights. Yes, it is a balancing one. And after all, that the time period is over lifetime plus 60 years, it enters into public domain. For what purposes? Why not everlasting rights has been given to the copyright owner? It is because that if it is given to everlasting rights, then only one person will have a monopoly. It is connected to the industry. Let other people also make so many copies of that after the end of that period. So that it can be sold at cheap rate, paperback edition. And you see that Rabindranath Tagore, his book is now in the public domain. Now, so many publishers, without having any license from the author, creator, they are publishing, they are selling. Gitanjali, it is being sold at cheap rate. People read it. So the propagation is there. This is why it cannot be called as a monopoly rights. Rather, it is a balancing rights. I'm coming to the point that sustainable innovation word has been mentioned, Jayant Barwaji, and I think that he might be thinking that I am talking about copyright. Why not talking about patents? Now I'm coming to the point that patents. What is patent? Patent is a patent in the invention. Patent is patent. What is patent? Because innovation, two words are there: invention and innovation. Invention, that we are creating something new, either new process or product. And there is a term, three terms are there for invention in the definition section 2J of the Copyright Patents Act. That is new, novel, non-obvious, and technological development. Inventive steps and industrially useful. It should be new, novel, non-obvious. It means it was not earlier. Nobody had developed such type of process or product. So you can say three terms: new, inventive steps, and industrially useful. Inventive steps means technologically developed one. So that's why invention is connected with technological development. Technology, what is said? How can we understand the term technology? Whatever is theory, suppose someone is reading, a student of physics, MSc physics, BSc physics, someone is reading. So he is reading, he is learning what? He is reading maths along with the theories of earth science. When these theoretical theories are implemented, then it is converted to technology. Technique, theory, when enforced or implemented in a certain concrete way on the machines, then it is a technology. That's why the difference between science and technology is this: science studies theoretical aspect, innovates theoretical aspects, improves, advances theoretical aspect, and technology means conversion of the same theory into practice. So this is the difference between science and engineering. Engineerings are related to technology. And so patents, it is related, it should be new, novel means quite new, and non-obvious. Inventive steps means technological development. And that technological development should be industrially useful. If it is of no use, suppose industrially useful, or if it is costly, then this invention will not be accepted. So here also we see that in India, earlier, if you see from the very beginning, that we have Patents Act 1970. and now so many modifications. In 2005, finally, we have improved, modified. But before that, we had Patents and Design Act, 1911. And you see that we had already process patent and product patent both. But when we came into 1970, we adopted process patent and reverse engineering. But later on, after TRIPS agreement, we got product patent. And in 2005, we amended product as well as process both. So see that what is patent? And the balancing of interest, I would like to say here that patent, if we take the word, in statute, Patents Act 1970, patent is a patent in invention. But what is patent? Patent word has been derived from Latin term patentia, 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 which means open letter. Patent from the Latin term patentia, which means open letter. Open letter, what is that? Suppose we are writing a letter, if it is put into the envelope, it is closed, pasted by gum or sellotape, then it is a closed letter, confidential. It goes to the person, to the addressee. Open letter, in those days in the Britain, this cult started. Britain. That as we see that earlier in our kingship era, the kings used to send letters to another king. So there was a roll, like suppose we are rolling the calendar. So like that there was a calendar, and in between in that there was a letter written, and it was sent to another king, and they were opening that in this way and they were reading what is written there. So open letter. So likewise in Britain, the patent was granted, through that open letter. That's why open letter, patentia, it later on came to know as a patent. What was open letter? The inventors were granted by the seal of the king or crown that such and such person has invented new, novel, non-obvious, technologically developed, advanced things, and he is granted rights. This person is granted rights. So that was open letter. Open letter, the kings were granted rights to the creator, inventor. See again, you will find that the person who has invested a lot of time, mind, energy, the company who has invested a lot of, its resources, naturally it will demand, return out of that. As you see that in India, uh, whether we have maximum patents, pharmaceutical patents, you all know that we have maximum pharmaceutical patents from US, from foreign countries. Maximum pharmaceutical patents. What is the reason? Reason behind is that heavy investment is required in the further research and development. Heavy investment. When I was a guest faculty, I taught around 10 years in NIPR, National Education, pharmaceutical education. It is in Hajipur beside Patna. Around 10 years I was a visitor there, and I was teaching the pharmaceutical patents and everything IPR there to the students, postgraduate pharmaceutical students. I asked them, and they also interacted me, and the director also told me that there is a lack of research and development branch in the companies, pharmaceutical especially, because it requires thousands of crores of rupees. And that's why very few medicines we are in a position to develop. However, in COVID, we were the champion. So investment, research, investment in research. And this is why nowadays we are talking about, there are so many issues: transfer of technology, North-South cooperation, transfer of technology. Why do we talk? We are not in a position to develop technology because it requires heavy investment. But other countries, why shall they transfer? Because they have invested a lot. So they want monopoly benefits. So after TRIPS agreement, you see that now there is a global world and we have cooperation from one country to another country. But in India, maximum pharmaceutical patents are here. And they are getting benefit. And absolutely. But the time period for patent is 20 years. And you see that in filing of the patent, as well as after the filing grant of the patent, it takes time. And earlier, if you see before TRIPS agreement, we know very well that earlier the time period was from the date of sealing. But nowadays, the time period is from the date of filing of the patent. 20 years. But 3, 4, 5 years, it is lost in the, grant of the patent as well as various litigations. But here also in patent, the balancing of interest has been taken care into. Balancing of interest, if you take the, Patents Act 1970 of India under section, 83, the provision you will expressly written here, balancing of interest. And you see, if I can read it, that patents are granted to encourage inventions and to secure that the inventions are worked in India on a commercial scale and to the fullest extent that is reasonably practicable without undue delay. So many terms are here that the patents are granted to encourage inventions. Patents are granted, it means rights are granted to the inventor. First thing, patent means nothing. Rights to the inventor, in the invention. This is the meaning of patent. And this is why I told you patent means, from patentia, it means open letter. Open letter, rights are granted through open declaration. So rights are granted to the patentee in the inventions. It is an encouragement. Encouragement is that you invest your time, mind, energy, labor, skill, judgment, money. Your invention shall not be infringed by somebody else. So your rights shall be protected. This is assurance by the law. And with this, the person invents, and it is for the industrial development. And that patent should not be, practicably without undue delay. It should be used with fullest extent without undue delay. That here it says that balancing of interest means there should not be monopoly. There should not be black marketing, hoarding, that you have invented something and you have hoarded that invention, the product or the process. You are not allowing them to reach to the people. Naturally, it will be dangerous. Prices will be high and there will be no industrial development, no social development, no economic development. That's why it says, without any undue delay, it should reach to the people, it should reach to the industry. This is a balancing of interest. They are not granted merely to enable patentees to enjoy a monopoly for the importation of the patented articles. Here again it says it is not granted for the monopoly of the person who has created this invention. There is no monopoly rights. At the same time, it is not for the importation from the outside country. It means if you have invented, it must working of the patent. But you see that unfortunately in our country, 60-70% patents are not working. And although there is a provision, if the patent is not working for 5 years, then we can have a compulsory licensing under section 84 of this act. But you see that after NETCO case, nothing has been done. So Provision is there. The patentee cannot have a monopoly rights. That the protection and enforcement of patent rights contribute to the promotion of technological innovation. This patent right has been granted for technological innovation, that is inventive steps. It means
Hello, sir, you are muted.
Hello, sir. Am I audible, sir? Sir, your voice is not coming, sir.
oh
Yes,
it
yes, sir.
was
Now it is fine.
oh sorry. So it was long time or
No, sir. Just users, we have come across the
just
60-70% of patents are not working in India, sir.
okay. So not working in India. And if it is not working in India, can we expect or presume a fast industrialization? See that in our country, the policy of our country is make in India, made in India. LPG policy also liberalization, privatization, globalization. There is a policy of foreign direct investment. The government is also entering into the contract with the foreign investors and the companies that yes, I will purchase your aircraft, but the machines will be, parts, the other things will be produced here. So many things are there. Therefore, how can we encourage industrialization, boost up industrialization, and reduce unemployment problem? Unemployment problem is the greater problem. How to solve this problem unless and until we have industrialization? And industrialization is possible unless and until there is a invention, innovation. There cannot be, improvement in the industrialization, economic development. As third economy, we have set our target, global target. India will become third economy in the world. How to achieve? Unless and until the two aspects, one I would like to say three aspects of the intellectual property, that is copyright, intellectual development, second, patents, industrial development, and industrial design. Third, it is also very, very important because made in India, if suppose any goods is there, if it looks good, because you design, you see that which is solely tested by our eyes. It should have a good design. Functionally, it doesn't come under Design Act. So that will come under patent. So likewise, layout design of integrated circuit, that is also very, very important for electronics world, electronic goods. So invention is essential, innovation is essential, encouragement is essential. But here, Section 83 of the Patent Act talks about the policy, balancing of interest. So here we see that that the protection and enforcement of patent rights contribute to the promotion of technological innovation. This protection is not for monopoly, rather technological innovation and development. That the patents granted do not impede protection of public health and nutrition. It should not impede protection of public health. You see that medicines, it must be available to the people. But you see that nowadays generic medicine in India, government has started Pradhan Mantri, Pradhan Mantri Jan Vitran Pranali, that is through the medicine, generic medicine is being sold in the shops. The price of one medicine is, suppose in that shop is if it is 5 rupees, but the same branded medicine is of 25 rupees or 50 rupees. So generic medicine, we know that when the patent period is over, anyone can make that medicine, manufacture that medicine, and it should be available to the people. Here is a problem that pharmaceutical area the balancing interest is not there, monopolized interest is there. Because when we are any company is inventing and making the medicine, that there are a lot of channel, medical representative companies, sellers, distributors, so many are there, doctors, and then it goes to the consumer. So the channels are there, and heavy cost is invested for the advertisement also, and that's why the cost of the medicine is very high. So it is against the policy balancing interest. It says it should not impede public health, but it is impeding, and that's why there are a lot of UN cry against such type of monopolistic policy. So generic medicine shops but have been developed, but at the same time, unless and until during the patent period, certain percentage of product produced medicine is transferred to the government hospitals, the public health will be impeded. And you see that why the government has started Ayushman Bharat Yojana. Ayushman Bharat Yojana, that 5 lakhs rupees per annum shall be given to the poor people so that he can access to health, get himself cured, medically fit. So this is the policy, that the patent granted do not impede protection of the public health. That patents granted do not in any way prohibit central government in taking measures to protect public health. That the patent rights is not abused by the patentee or person deriving title or interest in patent from the patentee, and the patentee or a person deriving title or interest on patent from the patentee does not resort to practices which unreasonably restrains trade or adversely affects the international transfer of technology. Trade and technology should not be impeded. This is the balancing of interest. If there is an increasement in trade, naturally there will be manufacturing. And if there is manufacturing, the inventive steps, any technological development should be very fast. Sound technological development. The quality, and it should ensure quality also. Then it shall ensure trade, increase trade, because people of another country, consumer of another country will have a demand, and it will generate employment. It will generate foreign currency, and in this way, our economy will improve. We will become third superpower in the world. So all are interconnected, interwoven. So balancing of interest. So that's why, as the title has been given to me by Jayanti, Dr. Jain, that balancing of interest, intellectual property right has a balancing mechanism. Now one word has come, that is, sustainable innovation. This new term has been introduced. As is sustainable, we can sustain. Sustainability, you see that convention of, CBD, biodiversity development, and later on, sustainability, when came and why came, I would like to draw your attention. See that I am drawing your attention towards the human rights development, and then we will come to the sustainability concern. After Second World War, UDHR, United Nations Development on Human Rights, United Nations Development on Human Rights, Universal Declaration of Human Rights was promulgated in 1948. That was a recognition of rights that we the people are loitering, we the people are struggling, we are living just like animal life. We must have a good life, happy life. We must have facilities. We must be recognized our rights to be human and to remain human. As right to education, yes, unless and until we are educated, we cannot develop. That is very important. But that later on, we had generations of human rights First generation was civil and political rights. Second generation, economic, social, cultural rights. Third generation, collective rights. Why? Because we saw that, yes, earlier we were not free, we were not recognized as human being, we had no individuality. So civil and political rights grants individuality, individual personality. Women were subordinate, treated subordinate. Now women are treated individual. Yes, they have individual rights. At the same time, without economy or economic independence, Atmanirbhar, we are not a human being. Because economic self-reliance is very, very important. Third, that collective rights. What it was seen that individual is nothing, has no power. Therefore, it is better that the group should be formed and that group should demand. Suppose a bridge has to be constructed over a river so that there should be very easy communication from one bank to another bank. If one individual is crying for that, demanding for that, government will not pay heed. Therefore, a number of people living both sides, they are demanding that bridge be constructed, and it is heard by the government, and hence collective rights. So, Sanghe Sakti Kaljuge, as Baba Sahab had been saying. So, groupism, Sangh, union, collective rights. Fourth is that sustainable development. That in the name of development, we have been cutting plants, cutting trees. We have been establishing industries. And because of that, a lot of issues, a lot of problems are there. Pollution. You see that a lot of cars are there running on roads. Petroleum consumption is high. Air pollution is too much. Industries are being established, no doubt. It is essential in order to convert primary goods into secondary goods. It is essential. It is essential for international trade, internal trade. It is essential for innovation. Everything is essential. We cannot stop it. But at the same time, it is causing great hazard to the society. We are suffocating. And so many diseases are because of the pollution. Carbon immersion, you'll see that. Flights are being, there is carbon emission. And you see that a lot of dialogue between the North and the South. And the North says that it is the developing countries or underdeveloped countries, they are the cause of pollution. And this has caused climate change. Climate change, that naturally winter, summer, rain, it has shifted 1 month here and there, ahead or backward, forward or backward. So in this way, when the climate has shifted, it has affected our farming, our agriculture. It has also affected the produce and our consumption, and that has affected our health. And ultimately, we are prone to, become a, medicine storehouse. Every day, every time we have to take 1 or 2 medicines. You see, in order to grow more grain, see that a lot of fertilizers we are using, pesticides we are using because to kill the germs. What happened? The impact of Green Revolution. Punjab and Haryana accepted it because they had water and they had a alluvial soil, fertile soil, and they used fertilizers, grow more grain, Green Revolution. But what is the impact? The earth water of that area became polluted. And you see that a lot of people are suffering from cancer. So here, now I am coming to the point, the issue comes about the sustainable innovation. Sustainable innovation. So the fourth generation is now sustainability. What is sustainability? We can use the resources present in such a way that something should be left to the future generation. We should not exploit in such a way that only liability should be transferred to the future generation. Rather, happiness should be transferred to the future generation. So the carbon is causing pollution because of the industry, because of the factories, because of the manufacturing units. And you see that North is champion in this regard. North is champion. But they blame the South, the underdeveloped countries, the developing countries. At the same time, the North is also not inclined to transfer technology. How to minimize pollution? How to minimize, diffusion, emission, carbon emission, and how to check climate change? The great problem. This is why here requires sustainable innovation, as Dr. Jayant Kumar has given this topic. Sustainable innovation. The innovation should be in such a way which should not encourage emission, pollution, hazards. Rather, it should minimize the hazard and make the life, industrial life, happy. One issue I would like to draw your attention, urbanization. Why urbanization is there? And there is a fast rate urbanization in all over the world, in India also. If you talk about the last previous 20 years or before 2000, the condition of the rural India was worst. There were no roads. It were only ridges, pagdandi, narrow ridges. There were less number of bridges over the rivers, canals. So people were suffering. People were suffering. There were no facilities, no school, no hospital. Many things were not available. Therefore, the innovation says that what to do, that should be taken care into, that schools are not available in the area. Therefore, the people will migrate to the government hospitals in the town or public hospitals in the town area. So this is related to that sustainable development. Why people are migrating from rural area to urban area? Because they are migrating because villages have less facilities. Urban areas have more facilities. So then again in urbanization, you see that many people have started living in flats, homes. Many people migrate for economic gain, for economic settlement, for better life. And that is creating, garbages also, wastage also. Lots of garbages are there, here and there on the roads. And you see that if you go to Delhi, you will find a lot of garbage. There is. So garbage is there. Waste management is the difficult and most important part of the sustainable development innovation. Sustainable innovation, sustainable development. Garbage management, waste management is the most important thing. And this is why the scientist requires to invent such type of technology which can be used to minimize, hazards, various industrial hazards, medical hazards. You see that a lot of garbages, a lot of things are being dumped around the hospitals. Okay, so sustainable development of that, because of the urbanization, there is a garbage and there should be good garbage management. How to manage? Whether law can manage everything? Answer is no. What shall be managed? How shall it be managed? Good technology. If you go to Delhi, here and there you will find hill of garbage. So garbage management, it requires technology. And here it says that for garbage management, there should be technological development. Because this garbage is causing a lot of filth, smell, and many other, it is causing disease to the neighborhood. So the green, this sustainable innovation, it is also known as green innovation or green technology. Because this technology, the technology or the innovation which is not causing any side effect, it is not destroying rather but rather it is polluting, so it should not be there. Invent in such a way that there should be minimization of the pollution. There should be waste management, and this invention shall not create any hazard to the society. So that's why green patenting, or you can say sustainable innovation or green innovation. So likewise, I would like to draw your attention towards solar energy. Think about why the government is moving towards solar energy. Earlier, you see that uh, we had coal as a fuel. We had train running by coal, and you see the smoke that was diffused in the atmosphere. Later on, it was converted by petroleum so that the trains be fast and pollution may be controlled. But later on, it was also causing, because a lots of 13, 15 lakhs of trains are running every day. So pollution is there. Then we have a electric train. But you see that electricity, how shall it be produced? Electricity is produced by thermal energy, by steam, by making a steam out of the combustion or the burning of the coal. Again, it is causing pollution. How to check? Now the solar energy. We have a lot of potency in India. We have good sunlight available, so that's why solar energy. It is the innovation. It is a green innovation. It is a sustainable innovation. That yes, of course, there's the innovation should be in such a way that it is giving protection to the creator, at the same time beneficial to the society. At the same time, this innovation is not causing any harm to the people, to the atmosphere, to the crop, to the health, to the society, as well as to the climate change. And this is why, solar energy is being promoted. Now, the energy that autos or the automobiles are being converted into battery generated cars, solar cars, so that the pollution can be minimized and the climate change can be checked. So likewise, energy consumption. We are consuming energy. One example I would like to say, air conditioner. See that air conditioner, we are consuming electricity, but CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, that is it is emitting. Now trains, AC, bogies are there. Chlorofluorocarbon, it is also one of the major factor. It is damaging the ozone layer also, and because of that, there is a damage on our health. Many people fall disease, due to the disease. Now here is a challenge before the science, that your innovation should be sustainable innovation. That the air conditioner CFC should not be emitted, rather it should minimize the inflow of carbon in the atmosphere, which is causing heat, which is causing climate change. So sustainable innovation. Likewise, related to minimum consumption of electricity. Earlier we had a round shaped bulb in electric. Now we have CFL bulb. So how are we going to save our energy? consumption, because that is also causing harm to the atmosphere. You see, one thing I would like to draw the attention that we have heard about air pollution, water pollution, sound pollution. Now there is a word, light pollution. Light pollution, I think that you might have heard. That nowadays, at night, there is a lamp post, electricity bulbs on the lights. And what is happening? It is nothing but a pollution. All the time light. You see that crickets, the small bees, many insects, which are very, very essential for ecological balance in the nature, they are being destroyed because of the light. It is causing harm to those biological beings. They are of a small being, but they are very, very important for the nature. And this is related to biodiversity. We have Biodiversity Act. We have to protect our biodiversity. If we destroy one species of the biodiversity, our ecosystem will be unbalanced. And again, there will be great harm to the human being ultimately. Flora and fauna can be unbalanced. And therefore, light pollution has become one of the subject of great debate nowadays. What is use of light? Everywhere electric light is there. At the same time, it has a more consumption of megawatt and cost on our manufacturing, because electricity is not falls from the sun automatically. Rather, we have to produce by burning of the coal or something. And this is why nowadays, in order to generate more and more electricity, now we are having Pavan Chakti, air electricity. Earlier there was a thermal power. Thermal power means burning the coal, and by burning the coal we are boiling the water, and with the help of that water steam we are running the turbine and electricity is being produced. But here also nowadays through the like the wings of the fan, there is a air energy being produced for the sustainable development. Coal has to be saved. We cannot exhaust entire coal. Petroleum has to be saved because we have limited store under the earth. So what should be the alternative energy? And here is a requirement of invention. And that invention should be green invention, so that there should be sustainable development. That we shall exist, we shall develop. At the same time, the things shall be left for the new generation, coming generation. Likewise in agriculture, pesticides. We are killing the bacteria. Farmer-friendly bacteria are also being killed. Farmer-friendly bacteria. What is the, that eco-cycle is being, broken. Cycle is very important to maintain on this earth. So bio-friendly, now biological friendly pesticide has to be generated. Bio-friendly. Here is a requirement of sustainable development, sustainable innovation. That innovation should be in such a way which is not going to harm, rather going to support. So this is why sustainable innovation is the demand of the hour. It will, create resilience, Atmanirbhar, wind energy, hydro energy, solar energy, geothermal energy. All these are the concerned subject of sustainable development in the country. Likewise, insulation of the building, transportation, alternative fuels, electrification, all these are relevant, essential for sustainable development. So sustainable development is also known as green innovation. Green innovation, sustainable innovation, green innovation. The innovation which is not causing hurt or harm to the climate, to the people, to the society. Rather, it is supporting, it is a friend of society. So this should be encouragement. So I can say that the innovation under intellectual property rights that protects the innovation is essential because it encourages the people to further innovation. It protects their rights. If anyone infringes, gullible person infringes their rights, yes, it shall be protected by law, they shall be punished. But at the same time, it balances the rights also, talks about the balancing of the rights. So intellectual property rights is not a monopoly rights, rather it is a balancing of interest. Private interest, the creator, along with the social interest, the consumer, the stakeholders, and ultimately global interest, the interest of all the people living everywhere in the region. And this is the requirement of technology transfer from the developed country to the developing country. Developed country, because they have invested too much in the invention, innovations, so they have technology that requires to be transferred to the economically backward countries, educationally underdeveloped, it has to be transferred. So this sustainable innovation is essential for agriculture, industry, academics, and ultimately for social development and social goal. So all activities should be channelized towards sustainable innovation. And this is why this IPR, that in this faculty development program, Dr. Jayant Kumar has put this topic that how to develop, how to motivate the scientist. Training so is required. Earlier, it was a need that we were producing, we were creating something, but now there is a checks and balance. You see that other things are also related to traditional knowledge. If you are thinking about the biodiversity under the traditional knowledge can be used also with the principle of sustainable innovation. We should use it, traditional knowledge. We can use the herb, natural herbs, jadi buti, natural herbs, but at the same time we must plant them also. We should not, exploit totally. Rather, new plants should grow, sustainable development, so that the ecosystem in the forest and in the society should be balanced one. I think that I am in a position to justify the topic. So now I would like to request that there should not be monologue, rather should be dialogue. And through dialogue, we can learn from each other. I am also a student, I am a learner. So I expect from you also and request Professor Jayantji to open the floor for discussion, query, so that we can learn through our exchange of views, exchange of understanding.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful presentation. I request all the participants to ask their question in the chat box.
Hundred 150 people are there around, a very vast gathering. Congratulations to Jayantji that you have been successful in organizing this event. So requesting all the participants, your observation, your contribution, your queries, so that we can learn together, because no study is a successful study which is monologue, one-way traffic. There should be two-way traffic, because I am here as a student like you, as a participant. So I want to learn from you also through your interaction.
So participants are requested to kindly unmute and you can place your questions, queries.
As I would like to again share my views, innovation. What is the sustainable innovation? Yes, of course, if we are not in a position to invent, is there any restriction that we cannot innovate? See the slogan of new IPR policy, National IPR Policy 2016. The slogan is Creative India, Innovative India. Creative India, you are creating original things as under copyright, under patents, under design, everything you are creating. But at the same time, it says Innovative India, that we can innovate. It means innovation means, can there be something better than this? If I am interacting with the student in the class, I am satisfied. Yes, I delivered well. If this comes in my mind, but at the same time, there should be, can there be better than this delivery? If I think next day I will prepare more and I will prepare differently in the class and the students will be more happy. So every day we should think that can there be something better? Can there be something better? This shows that yes, I am not 100% perfect. Every day we should think that yes, something is lacking and I should improve. I should improve. I should improve. And this mission in our mind will make us innovative. So that's why innovative idea, something better, something better, something better. Every day. We have inventions available. We have machines available, technology available. Can't we think that this technology should better work? This process could be in this way so that there should be fast production, process or product. So every time it requires thinking, healthy thinking to make it something better, something better. That is innovation. And this is why the slogan is Creative India, Innovative India. At the same time, one of the objective of the 7 objective of the IPR policy, that is the creation of human development. Human development is most important one. And human development is possible means that through creativity, inquisitive, a person who is thinking, not worried, thinking in order to solve certain problems. He is thinking to solve the social problems, economic problems, religious problems, domestic problems. If he is thinking to find out the solution, this is nothing but innovation. Likewise, if some design has been given, now can there be better design or different design out of that? Yes, nobody can stop me for research. And out of that, there can be original. As in the copyright, we see original means that origins from human mind, author's mind. But you see that if you are doing a research work, you read so many books, and after reading so many books and taking some portions, 10% out of that, you are writing a thesis. Is it not original? Yes, of course it is original. So original does not mean that a phrase. It is not just like a patent. Rather, yes, there can be combination, but expression should be original one. So something better, something addition, something contribution in all walks of life, activities, technology is nothing but innovation. And this is the subject matter of sustainable innovation. Keeping in mind balancing of rights, that one individual who is the creator should not be should not have monopoly. Rather, it should go, benefits should go to the society. during the patent period, during the IP rights period, and after that, the entire rights should invested or enter into the public domain, so that the society be engaged without any fear and favor, without any payment of license fee, can do something. In the trademark also, there is a provision that if you are not using your trademark for the last 5 years, another person can use it. The principle of adverse position is there in that also. As if you are not using your land for 12 years, another person can enter and use it, possess it, because it was vacant. And you will have, and the law also grants rights to the person on the principle of adverse position, law in trademark also. And trademark can be said as a vehicle to the intellectual property of copyright, design, and patents. It's a vehicle. Some people say that trademark is not an intellectual property, but yes, it is a creation of human mind. Also, logo, a letter, number, figure, it is a creation of human mind. At the same time, it is protected by the creator, owner of the industry. And as the goods are, you see that the goods are, owner has to maintain the quality of the goods. Otherwise, if the goods are, pirated, if the goods are duplicate one, it falls, it loses the market, and the person who has invested in the creation of the maintenance of the goodwill of the trademark is lost. So everywhere there is a possibility of sustainability. Let live and let others live. This is the principle of sustainability. I shall live, I shall enjoy, I shall use, but at the same time, it shall remain for the coming generation. Principle of sustainability. This is why green technology. The technology should not harm the agriculture, harm the human being, harm the health. Rather, it should, protective, it should be promotive, it should be encouraging, it should be healthy, it should be appreciating. So this is why the movement is towards green technology, green innovation, sustainable innovation all over the world. So this is my submission. Please interact. Your observation will give me encouragement.
Sir, we have a question from Trideep. He asked, in the world of fast fashion, what sustainable innovation in our traditional knowledge of India can help in decreasing the pollution of textiles?
Textiles, yes, textile pollution is also there. Cotton and textile in industry, that there was a great plague in Britain because of the textile industry. So sustainability is that here it is related to garbage management. That is also one part of the garbage. Whatever is left in the textile industry as a cotton, as a thread, or whatever things are that cloths, it is left somewhere. So that comes under garbage management, and it is a great challenge. Whole smell is coming in the streets, in the cities, and people are forced to live in apartments. How to manage the garbage? And you see that in human civilization, every day we have garbage at home, and we throw in the bucket, in the dustbin, and it is poured somewhere on the field. But the population is increasing, and the people are forced to make their housing around the garbage area. So the science requires that there should be waste management. Likewise, you see that in all medical colleges, everywhere you go, every day injunctions are there. Plaster of Paris are thrown out. Cotton, surgical cottons, and wounds. So many things are there. Pusses are there. Many things are here and there, scattered around the hospitals. It's a garbage management related to medical garbage management. How to manage? How to dump these things? If likewise in the sewerages from the latrines, toilets, population is increasing, and we are discretely elements, they are thrown, and they are entering into river, and it is polluting the water. At the same time, water animals are being lost. So here is a requirement of innovation. What should be the mechanism? How it should go, that it should be treated first, then it enter into water, river. Likewise, immediately the garbages in textile industry or medical, biomedical garbages or industrial garbages should be maintained. Likewise, you might have heard about right now recently there was a UN cry in Bhopal that there was a garbages from that company which caused Bhopal gas tragedy. They were being dumped and the people revolted and the government had to backhead. At the same time, nuclear garbages. This is a great challenge also. So before the science, before the intellectuals, there is a great challenge of managing different types of garbages and entering into the liquid garbages into the river. So great challenge, and this is a gray area, and this is a sustainable innovation challenge. Of course, the law has been framed, sui generis law, in such a way that our interest is balanced one. Whoever will invent, he has no monopoly over that. He has to, a law has a, such type of management, such type of provisions that there cannot be, monopoly. But innovation, it requires that it should be green. The technology should be green. It means that technology should not create further, pollution, create climate change, create any hazard, human health, life, agriculture, etc. So it requires, it draws the attention that even textile or biomedical garbage or any agriculture garbage or molasses of sugarcane, as it is also causing pollution. So many things are there, how to check them and how to manage our climate, because ultimately the impact of all these things goes to the climate, and there is a shift in climate, and again our life is under threat. Yes.
Sir, we have a next question. What kind of sustainable innovation can be done in IPR?
Can
What kind of sustainable innovation can be done in IPR?
see that what kind of sustainable innovation, as rightly I said, intellectual property rights, IPR, under IPR grants rights. Intellectual, if I am creating certain things, either under copyright, under invention, under patents, it will be granted to me. Now, what kinds of, you see that as I discussed right now, ultimately the climate is very important. That is the ecosystem is important. Biodiversity is important. So technology should be in such a way that is not creating further pollution. Technology should be in such a way that it is not creating further. It is innovative. It is green one, as pesticides. Pesticides is creating a damaging the chain of ecosystem. It is damaging the favorable bacteria, the birds. But if it is a bio-friendly innovation, bio-friendly pesticides, then agriculture will thrive and we will not be diseased. You see that because of pesticides, chemical pesticides, we people are getting, diseased. We people are getting ill. Why? Because the grain, the vegetables, why nowadays people are saying organic vegetable? Why people are saying organic vegetable? It means that the vegetable has not been grown with the help of urea or chemical fertilizer, rather organic fertilizer. So such type of innovation can be there. Invent something, vermicompost, invent, so that the people be healthy, may not create any harmful things. Okay. So the thing we can innovate, which is not going to harm, rather to encourage the people in this society. Understood, I think. Yes, further.
Sir, we have another question. What role can IPR play in incentivizing sustainable innovation and the development of green technologies?
What you said? What kind of
What role can IPR
what
play? What role can
role?
IPR play in incentivizing sustainable innovation and the development of green technologies?
Role. You see that IPR is not a noun or a human being. Intellectual property rights, it is not a noun. That's why it is not a person. That's why you cannot expect any role to play for the development of sustainable innovation. Understood? We can expect a role from some person that he will play. You see that the policy, government policy will play a role. You see that government of India has established so many chair. First of all, that awareness among the people. They must have understanding what is innovation, what is intellectual property. This is required, and the government is doing that. So, at the same time, third, that teaching in the schools, in the colleges, it is also important. Innovative teaching. Teaching should be in such a way that let the people think. There should not be monologue, rather discussion class. The class should be inquisitive class. As right now, nobody is asking, nobody is giving observation. Think over that what is happening in the classes. So the inquisitive, the more we are inquisitive, the more we shall be creative. And then when we know that if I have something, the knowledge asset, I can write something, book, I can invent something. So this creativity will be recognized, and that recognition will provide you right, and you can use it, and you can earn out of that rights. So in this way, a series is there, continuing chain, continuing series is there for the motivation of intellectual property rights. So intellectual property rights has no role to play. Rather, we the people have a role to play for the motivation of sustainable innovation, encouragement of the sustainable innovation. We have to play the role, and the government is playing first, awareness among the people, and second is that human capital development. Capital development. The more creativity will be encouraged, the more development, and we will be we will be in a position to understand what is sustainable development and what is sustainable innovation. So IPR cannot play any role. We the people have to play a role for the advancement, for the development of intellectual property. And of course, when they will become creative, innovative, they will have a rights. And we all will be happy. Thank you. Next, please. I hope that I have made it clear.
Yes, sir. So another question is, how do we address the threats of 5G and future upgrades to ecosystems through IPR?
Again, please read
How do we address the threats of 5G and
5G,
future upgrades? Yes,
5G,
5G.
5G, fifth generation. So how can we
Okay.
address the threats of 5G and
Through ecosystem, future upgrades.
you see that one thing, very good point, the good question that you have addressed. See that fifth generation, wireless system. We have now mobile. Earlier, 20 years earlier, there was no such mobile system. Letters were written and it was reaching after 15 days or months it was taking. But nowadays we can have a video calling. We have online services. Right now we are interacting each other We are listening. You are far away, thousands of kilometers away from Patna, but you are listening, and I am listening. We are interacting each other. See that technology, telephone technology, towers have been established here and there, and you see that it had a research that the echo of the tower rays, this rays, ultraviolet rays, it is causing damage to the birds. It is polluting the atmosphere. Now here is a great challenge, a question, that sustainable innovation in this area. The technology should be in such a way that these towers should not be, first of all, should not be installed in the populated area. It should be in certain areas, the vacant area. But at the same time, it has been seen that these are causing impact on the agricultural products also. Because agriculture has life, plants have life, it is also causing. But at the same time, you will also see that the telephone wires of 33,000 kg megawatt or kilowatts, it is also creating magnetic field around and causing harm to the to the agriculture and the flora and fauna. So it is a great challenge. We are entering into 5G, fifth generation revolution in the mobile and system. We require it. We require it fast. But here the scientist will have to find out the ways that it is not causing any harm. So it's a great challenge. How? Yes, the coming time will tell that how the scientists have developed the technique to minimize pollution, minimize impact of the reflections of the rays on the human life, flora and fauna. At the same time, you see that if we are going to medical for X-ray, ultrasound, CT scan, we have an impact on our body also. Rays are piercing our bodies. How to minimize? Research is going on. I know one research is going on in IIT Gandhinagar. The students and the scientists of that institution, I know personally that they are working over it, how to minimize the impact of ultraviolet rays on human body during ultrasound, CT scan or X-ray etc. So they are working. And how this technology should be sustainable, green technology one. It is going on. So they are working. So the time will come that entire innovation will be moved towards the green or technology or sustainable technology, sustainable innovation. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, the improper disposal of e-waste can release harmful toxin into the environment, posing risk to human health and ecosystem. She is asking your views on this topic.
Bilkul, surely it is quite clear that e-wastage, that we have mobile. You see that awareness program is there. You don't keep your mobile beside your pillow on your bed while you are sleeping. And when the mobile is not working, we don't throw it. And even if we are throwing, it is an e-waste, and it is radiating the energy. Radiation is there. Why uranium is harmful? You might have known about the carbon life of carbon. It is measured. Uranium is why harmful? Because it goes on imaging and it will totally reduce after millions of years. And that is causing health hazard to us. And this is why uranium, garbage, uranium wastage, nuclear plants. You see that now nuclear energy is being, generated because we have no coal. We have shortage of coal. We have shortage of woods. We have shortage of petroleum. Now, electricity demand can be met by nuclear energy. But nuclear reactors are there, and what will be there? Garbages will be there. Where shall it be dumped? We have 5 nuclear, plants, but it is not working. Go to Mumbai, you will find that it is not working, and it has been closed, and the surrounding area is being affected. I had gone to there, Mumbai, and 2 3 days I had spent just in an inspection. I had gone there in a university, and I heard about the reaction of the people. That sir, water is polluted, and we are suffering. Even birds are not coming. This that. So great challenge before the scientist is how to develop the e-wastage, to dump the e-wastages so that we the people will not be under the trap of harm in future. So garbage management of all types, it comes under sustainable innovation, so that the future generation can be happy. They may not abuse us. Otherwise, they will abuse us that what our elders, what our forefathers did for us. Okay. And you see that even at home, even if TV is not working, you have put your TV at home. You are not, you know, taking it out. It is causing. And you see that in our Jyotish Shastra, in our religion also, there is a concept of Vastu Dos. If something, the waste materials are dumped in your home, it is generating negative energy, and that negative energy is polluting our mind, and we are not happy. Vastu Dos. So if it is outside, inside, also outside our environment, if the negative energy is being emitted, then naturally we will not be happy. Our flora and fauna, everything is being affected. So this is the thing that we must move towards green technology, sustainable innovation. Yes, please.
Thank you so much, sir. I ask all the participants to ask their question in the chat box, or else they can directly ask themselves by unmute themselves.
Your comments, observation, everything is welcome. Anything, please?
Any participants who would like to give any observation? You are most welcome.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are
Yes.
audible.
Sir, I want to ask, you say that FDI involvement is necessary. In which field the FDI is applicable, whether in agriculture, food processing, in which field particularly FDI is applicable?
Couldn't follow what you are saying. Jayanti, can you explain?
Ma'am, actually the voice is little bit low. Ma'am, if you do not mind, can you please type in the chat box? Your audio is coming low.
Sir, I already typed in which field the FDI is applicable.
In which?
In which field FDI, foreign direct investment, is applicable?
Foreign deposit investment, FDI is applicable in which field, sir? Am I correct, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A foreign direct investment, you see that this is the policy of the government, that in the innovation, in the technological development, yes, foreign direct investment. Direct investment means that there is no single window system, although government approval is there, but invest. As in the beginning I said that we lack investment. For invention or innovation, research and development is essential in each university, in each colleges, everywhere there should be research and innovation. And one thing, the ecosystem of innovation in teaching has to be developed. For that purposes, we have to improve. New education policy is there, but at the same time, the head of the institution and all the students like us, we have to think, as I said, that there should be innovation, something better, something better. Every day we have to think, and we have to cultivate the mind of the student that they should be curious, they should be inquisitive, they should be creative, they should participate in the discussion, they should always think that what better should be done. So first investment is this, mental investment. This is the first and foremost investment. Second is that finance that we require, because we require infrastructure, we require better scientists, we require better IITians product so that they can work there. They require good, salary. Of course, this is the purpose for foreign direct investment, and it is allowed, and especially for the development of green technology, sustainable innovation, it is highly welcome. So, as in which area, all areas have been opened, especially DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization. It is a government and very confidential. It is related to the defense purposes. Only there cannot be any foreign direct investment, because if someone is an investor, he will have the secrets. Okay, so he will know the secret. So that's why that there cannot be foreign direct investment. Otherwise, everywhere companies can enter into MOU and agreement and can invite investment and can do that. Hope you have got the answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. There is one more question in the chat box. It has been asked by Tanuja Sharma, that IPR connection with technology or IPR with nature connection is most relevant in the present scenario of global warming.
Yes, of course. IPR connection with technology and IPR connection with the nature is interconnected and most important one. When it is IPR, intellectual property rights, you see, it is a broader umbrella. And under this umbrella, copyright, patents, trademark, industrial design, layout design and integrated circuit, it comes at the same time biodiversity, traditional knowledge, geographical indications, all, it is a big umbrella, and these are the parts of this big umbrella of intellectual property rights. So when someone is inventing, it is related, he or she will be granted patents, and patents when granted, of course it is for the society, for the industry, and when it is for the industry, naturally there will be byproduct, there may be harmful product, so of course it is connected to the environment. Again, there will be innovation that such type of harm should not be done to the environment. As in the beginning I said, climate change is the ultimate object. How to mitigate harm into the climate, because it is a viral circle, viral pool is there, a circle is there, it is causing great harm to the human body, ultimately flora and fauna, and ultimately a day will come, if not checked, if there is no such innovation of sustainable innovation, then the earth may become barren, and that's why great challenge. So the intellectual property rights, patent is one of the intellectual property rights, innovation or invention is one of the kind of intellectual property rights. Rights are granted to the inventor, and it is from technology to the climate, technology to the global warming, technology to other issues, it is connected, and of course it is related to sustainable development, sustainable innovation.
Thank you, sir. We have a next question. How do we define sustainable in a way that is both meaningful and practical?
Sustainable, both meaningful and practical. You see that I would like to draw your attention that in our family, if we have meager resources, suppose we are 4 members in a family and we have 500 grams of flour, wheat flour, how to maintain? We all have to satisfy our hunger. So we will equally share. Some person will not have more, some person will not have less. At the same time, if there are children among the poor, then we will first give the children, so that the health of the children should not be, affected. And we are the adult person, we will take less. So these are the measures for sustainable development. We have to change meaningfully. Unless and until we change ourselves, our requirements, our greed, as Gandhiji said that 30th January, we must remember Gandhiji, that this day he was sorted. We must mourn that he left. Gandhiji, what he said, that nature has everything. It can satisfy our entire all needs, but not greed. So that's why for the sustainable development, that make it makes you meaningful and practicable, we have to change our mindset also. You have asked very nice question, that we have to change our mindset. We have to have our control on our urge, on our self-interest. We will have to do that. And if we check, 50% of the problem will be solved. So here is the meaning and the practicability of sustainable innovation. But you see whether we are doing. We are blaming developed countries. Developed countries have right to invent and develop. They have right to establish industry. They have right to manufacture. Why we are cursing them? Why not we are developing our academic institutions, quality institutions? Why are we not doing? Why we are not controlling ourselves, our desires, our greeds, our self-interest? So sustainable innovation goal, sustainable development goal has this message also, to make it meaningful and practical.
Sir, we have another question.
Yes.
There is an ethical and practical concern regarding the accessibility of technologies in lower income countries. IPR can make green technologies unaffordable for these nations, potentially slowing down global efforts to combat climate change and other environmental crises. How to address these issues?
This issue, you see that technology transfer, as I said, that the North has a technology, but they are not providing technology to the South. Because we people have interest theory. Our relations are based on interest. If I have good relation with my neighbor, I will transfer everything, exchange everything. If no good relation, nothing. And it depends on political relations, geopolitical relations, religion, caste, creed, this, that, economic conditions, everything. Why US had interest, that in, or still it has interest in the Iran, Iraq, or Saudi Arabian countries? It is far away from each other. Why? The reason behind is that America depends on oil, and it wants that there should be cheap oil, petroleum supply continuous to America, and therefore it interferes into the other political arena of the other countries. Why America is supporting Israel? What is the reason? And why Israel, just a very tiny country, has a relation with India? Why? Because Israel is technologically very advanced one. It has invested their mind in the advancement of technology. So the technology, if I have technology, why shall I contribute to you? Why shall I transfer to you? Because I am not so developed. I have a certain interest. Why America, that is pressurizing India for the legislation on trade secret law? Why trade secret law? It says that there should be legislation because US is losing. Here, our industries are taking undue advantages of the trade secrets. So that's why if they become generous, really if they become generous, they can transfer the technology, and in a very few time, within very few months, you can say, or years, the global problem, warming, climate change, global issues can be settled. You see, in Somalia, people are dying of hunger, whereas grains are being, thrown in the dumped in the ocean in America and some other countries. They have such a huge amount of grain. Why is not there cooperation? But we send medicine and drugs into some other countries only when we have interest. We have sent to some countries because we want friendship. So the interest here is applicable in geopolitical, globalization. And this is why there is a lack of transfer of technology, despite they have the technology. And so many conferences are there, conventions are there, that yes, the South, North should transfer the technology, provide technology to the developing countries, but they are not doing. Okay, so time will say everything. Why is there war? See the non-aligned movement, non-aligned policy of our Prime Minister, that it has relation with the Ukraine as well as relation with the Russia also. Why? Why the countries are supplying arms to Ukraine? What is the reason? After all, why Russia is engaged in war? So these are the issues that human interest is there. People are not broader-minded, generous, and that's why they have their personal interest and they are keeping relation because of that interest. Otherwise, nothing. Yes.
So the next question is whether there is any provision made by the government, by the authority, for registration under IPR policy for sustainable development.
Yeah, registration for sustainable development. You see that when you file the application for patenting, grant of patent, there is a pre-grant opposition, and after that, one post-grant opposition is also. So in pre-grant opposition, the question may be raised that if this patent is granted, it is harmful to the society. So ethical issues are also involved. In post-grant opposition also, after 1 year, there can be vehement opposition. That if it is found that this patent, this IP will cause harm to the society, to the people. So it can be done. The opposition can be done also. If it is favorable to the flora, fauna, and other things, it can be said that yes, this is a special quality, because of that patent should be granted. So both is there. Okay.
So another question is how can we foster interdisciplinary approaches to sustainable innovation, bringing together expertise from different fields to address complex challenges?
You see, sustainable development is not a monologue, as I told you, that it is not a issue of IPR only. It is a issue related to all the disciplines. It is interdisciplinary issue that each and everyone has to contribute for balancing interest and for the development of the society. So each and everyone will have to take, not isolated one. Because intellectual property, in a law, I can say. So law, unless and until someone invention will be there, how shall we file a patent application? If someone is infringer, we can interfere into and we can provide remedies to the person in the court. That is true. It is related to economics, it is related to history, political science, everything interconnected. And each and everyone, if is ready to support, help, protect, okay, there will be protection. Otherwise, one is creating, another is exploiting. It will continue. Okay, I hope that it was a good interaction. Anyone, please?
Are there any more questions? I hope we can now proceed to our last formalities. Yes, yes.
So, may I speak a little bit? Actually, I am Dr. Pankaj Rai here, sir. And very good afternoon to you. And I am very much thankful to your very lively and interactive deliberation. Especially post-lunch session used to be very, very heavy. After taking lunch, everyone used to feel like sleepy, but you make all of us, I guess, in wake up, not only simply wake up, to listen to you very attentively and patiently. And your deliberation was really good. So I must thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And one most important thing that you taught us, that is, if personally like you consider yourself a student, and then thereby we should understand why we are not able to be a good student. So I must appreciate you, sir, your perception, and I will definitely carry forward in my future life. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, but I also learned, because many questions were such a good questions, that I learned that meaning of sustainability and practical aspect, practicability. And you see that in the lunch, next day you should minimize your consumption. so that so that it can be left for somebody else also. What is happening there is sustainability. You see that during the lunch hour, people are taking in their plates a lot of food, and when they are unable to consume, then it is thrown in the dustbin. And this is why we have Food Safety Act. So here is also sustainability.
Yeah.
If I am taking the limited amount, I am not wasting from my in my plate, then the amount which is saved will be used for somebody else. This is the idea of sustainability, that you use it but don't misuse it. I must use forest product, but I should not misuse for it, cut trees. If I am cutting trees, I must plant one again, so that in a few years it may become a tree and bear fruits. So that's why sustainability, as the question your our friends asked, the meaning and practicability of sustainability. Everywhere it requires, and only then we can be innovative. Because the moment we are controlling ourselves, our desires, innovation starts, and it transforms into technology. And of course, that technology will be green, neat, clean, and will be favorable to all the flora and fauna in this biodiversity on this earth.
Thank you, sir. We are really inspired by not only by your deliberation, but by your smile also, sir. That floating in your face.
Thank you. Thanks a
Thank you
lot,
very much, sir.
Pankaj Roy. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, any friend? Anyone?
Yes, sir. We have the last question, I think, in the chat box. The question is, how do we think US pulling out of Paris Climate Change Convention and other sustainable international networks will affect global green innovations?
Actually, there are so many conferences have been held, conventions have been made. It depends whether it is being enforced, and what are the mechanism, what is the policy of the person who is behind this. You see that US is not supporting. Many other countries, they will support only when they have political affiliations, political desire, interest. So that's why the effectiveness of Paris Convention, climate change, will depend. It cannot be said 100%, because it is nothing but a global and political, depends on political interest, affiliations. And see that what is happening You might, one example I would like to say, why not Security Council is in a position to, end war between Russia and Ukraine, whether it is not causing pollution, whether there is no requirement of sustainability there, sustainable innovation. A lot of firearms, bombs are being dropped, whether there is no, greater harm to the entire European countries, of course. So any convention, they may be utilized in force 30%, 20%, 30%, 50%, but not 100%. Because of the political ideology is different. Political interests are different. On the floor, on the dais, yes, generosity is there. We assure so many things, but behind there are so many, issues, restrictions, constraints, national constraints as well as global constraints, political constraints. So that's why it cannot be assumed that that convention will be 100% successful. Yes. Anything, please?
If anyone have any question, please ask.
So may I thank now.
Yeah, but I think we have a little formalities. Please, I'll request the moderator to continue with the formalities.
So as we come to the end of this session, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Dr. Subhash Chandra Roy, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time and expertise. I further extend my gratitude towards all the participants for making this session a success. And last, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Jayanta Borua, sir, Assistant Professor of Law, Central University of Karnataka, for organizing this wonderful session beautifully. Thank you once again to all and have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you.
So, thanks a lot. That's
Thank you.
so you have taken time for us, sir. All this being
No, first thing is that you provided me opportunity. I am very much obliged to you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
So the participants are requested to join for the tomorrow session by 10 a.m.
Thank you.
రఘు సారు రెవెన్యూ స్టాంప్స్ ఇస్తాను. మేడంకి నాకు పోస్ట్ చేయమను. పోస్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత 3 ఉన్నాయి, 3 నోటిఫికేషన్స్. ఇవాళ కాకపోతే రేపు ఇవ్వమని. 1, 2, 3 ఇవాళ కాకపోయినా రేపు.
సరే ఇక్కడ ఏం రాయలేదు మరి, ఏం లేదా ఏం లేక దానికి కంటిన్యూ చేస్తారు మీరు ఏం రాయలేదు.
అదే నువ్వు మంచి మాట చెప్పు.
1, 2, 3 అని వేసేయండి పక్కకు మీరు స్టాప్. ఇది 3 అని 1 అని 2, 1 అని ఇది 1.
ఈ పని అమలు చేశాను పని వచ్చిందా? అన్ని నేర్పిస్తాం మేడం, అన్ని నేర్పిస్తాం. డోంట్ వరీ. నేను ఒక హాస్టల్ పంపించాలి ఇప్పుడు అర్జెంట్ గా. ఇప్పుడు ఆర్టికల్స్ 4 ఆర్టికల్స్ రాయాలి, కానీ ఫిబ్రవరి ఎండింగ్ వరకు టైం. అందుకని ఇప్పుడు ప్రిన్సిపల్ మేడం మాట్లాడి 5 కల్లా పంపించమని చెప్పారు. అందుకే అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ రెడీ ఉంది, చేసేసి పంపిస్తాను. రాయండి, కానీ 5 కల్లా అయిపోతుందా? ఈ అమ్మాయిని నేను చెప్పి చెప్పి విసుకొస్తున్నాను. మేడం కూడా అడిగింది, ఈ అమ్మాయి ఏమో ఫోన్ పంపిస్తున్నా మేడం అంటున్నా, పంపించట్లేదు. ఏంటి 19 నుంచి? ఫోన్కి ఓవర్లోడ్ అయిపోయా లేకపోతే ఏంటో, కాల్ ట్రూ కలర్ లో చూపిస్తుంది, నాకు రింగ్.
ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఏంటి చెప్పు నాకు సరే.
ఏంటి మేడం?
దేనికోసం చేస్తున్నాం ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్? ఇష్టం దేనికోసం ఇష్టం చెప్పు.
3.1.1 చాలా సార్ సారీ సార్ సారీ సార్ నీ ట్యాబ్ ల్యాప్టాప్ ఉందిగా వద్దు మీకా మీ పర్పస్ తీసుకోండి తీసుకోండి మీకోసమైతే తీసుకోండి నో ఇష్యూ మీకోసమైతే తీసుకోండి మేడం నో ఇష్యూ ఇది కూడా స్టక్ అవుతుంది ఎందుకు ఆ సండే ఎందుకు వస్తుందో నాకు కూడా అర్థం కావట్లేదు ఎట్లా వస్తున్నట్లేదు మీ 10 నాకు ఆ రోజు స్పెషల్ గా లెగవాల్సి వస్తుంది మేడం నాకు ముందు లెగవాల్సి వస్తుంది ముందు లెగవాల్సి వస్తుంది మా అన్న పడుకుందాం అన్నా కానీ మా అమ్మ భయానికి లేగాల్సి వస్తుంది
భయం చేస్తున్నారా
నిజంగా మా అమ్మ భయానికి లేస్తుంది సండే
హ్యాపీగా పడుకుంటారు మీరు నా పాప
రోజు పడుకుంటూనే ఉన్నాను
మీరు నా పాప
చెప్పండి పోస్ట్ ఆఫీస్ కు తర్వాత
తర్వాత ఇప్పుడు వస్తున్నాను ఇచ్చడానికంటే ఇగో మీ దగ్గర పెట్టండి జాగ్రత్త
ఓకే
శివాని నేను నీకు ఒకటి ఇస్తాను అది కొంచెం ప్రింట్ తీస్తుంది ఎందుకు డౌన్లోడ్ చేయడం
ఇప్పుడు మేడం వస్తుందా
రేపు వస్తారంట
రేపు వస్తారా
రేపు వస్తే మీరు ఏం చేస్తారో చెప్పాలి కదా మీరు రెడీగా ఉన్నారా అని అడిగారు చెప్తాను చేస్తున్నాను మేడం
ఇప్పుడు 2x3 కంపెనీలో అలా చెప్పేది ఇవే మేడం మీరు ఎప్పుడు చెప్తున్నారా కొత్త చెప్తున్నారా
అదే చెప్తాను ప్రొఫైల్ కొంచెం ముందున్నారు అంతే
ముందున్నారా రేపటి నుంచి మీ క్లాస్ పెట్టుకున్నాను మేడం లేదా మేడం లేదా ఒక కంపెనీ ఇద్దామా పంపిస్తాను టీ లేదంట
నీరేదా అంటే
అయితే మీరు క్లాస్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు కూడా మీటింగ్ వచ్చి
ఒత్తుకుంటుంది నాకు కూర్చోబెట్టడానికి ఏం ప్రాబ్లం
నేను వింటాను మేడం
మూర్ఖంగా మనం కూర్చుంటే ఎలాంటి
ప్రిన్సిపల్ మేడం అడిగే కూర్చుంటా
ఆ పని చేయండి
మేడం నేను నేర్చుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నాను అంటే హౌ టు డెలివర్ ద లెక్చర్ అనేసి నేర్చుకున్నాను అనుకుంటున్నా పర్మిషన్ ఇవ్వండి ఓకే థ్యాంక్ యూ ఇదిగోండి
ఇది ఆగలి ఉన్నవి కొంచెం కదా
ఉన్నామే షేర్ చేసుకున్నాం ఎస్
ఏమైంది వాళ్ళ దేవుడికి అర్థం కాదు ఎన్ని డిలీట్ చేసినా ఇంకా స్టోరేజ్ ప్రాబ్లం అంటుంది మేడం ఇప్పుడు అది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఎస్డబ్ల్యూఎస్ కూడా ప్రింట్అవుట్ తీసేసాం మేడం. ఇక ఇక్కడే కూర్చొని మా పొద్దున్నే వచ్చాను కూర్చోదు శుభాన్ని సిగ్నల్ పొద్దున్నే రాదు. ఒకసారి కూర్చొని ఎస్డబ్ల్యూఎస్ కూడా ఇయర్ వైజ్ గా చేసేసింది. ఎందుకంటే మనం ఈ వీక్ అంతా ఏం చేసామో చూపించాలంట. రేపు రేపు రాగానే అది కూడా ప్రింట్అవుట్ తీసేసుకోండి. నేను వచ్చే లోపల రెండు ఇది అది రెండు కంప్లీట్ చేసి పెట్టేసాను. అండ్ ఆమె క్లాస్ అయిపోయినాక నేను కూర్చుంటాను. ఇవన్నీ ఏం చేస్తాను. మేడం మధ్యలో ఆపితే మస్తనే పని సార్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్. నేను ఫస్ట్ సార్ దగ్గర సార్ని మేమందరం చూసే పెట్టాం అసలు యాక్చువల్ ఒక దానికి. నేను మీకు ఒకటి పంపిస్తున్నా, కొంచెం అవి మాకు పంపించండి. అదేంటి ప్రింట్ తీయండి. మేడంకి ఇస్తే ఇంకా మేడం ఒక సింపుల్ కాకపోతే రేపు ఇది చేశామని కూడా చూపించాలి కదా. శివానికి మెయిల్ ఓపెన్ ఉంది చూడండి. శివానికి పంపించిన శివాని మెయిల్ ఓపెన్ ఉంది. రేపటి నుంచి బండి కద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఎందుకంటే ఇట్లా హడావుడిగా కొంచెం ప్రశాంతంగా చేయమని చాలా దూరం అసలు కష్టం అవుతుంది. జాయిన్ ఫోన్ ఎక్కట్లేదు. మా దగ్గర ఏమో 4 ఉన్నాయి, అక్కడేమో 5 అని చెప్పాను, 7 అని చెప్పాను. నేను పంపించమ్మా అన్న, ఫోన్ ఏమో ఎక్కడ అది ప్రింట్ ఇవ్వరా ఒకసారి నేను మేడం దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి కోసం. మ్యామ్ వచ్చేసాయి వాళ్ళకి చేసే వెళ్తాము 18 ఏమి ఇచ్చారు అవి ఇప్పుడు చేసే వెళ్తాము ఈ అమ్మాయి ఇంత సేవ్ చేస్తుంది ఏంటి సార్ తప్పకుండా ఆలోచనరా మీరు కూడా నాలాగా తయారయ్యారుగా ఇంకో రోజులో కాలేజ్ సంఖ్యలో అయిపోతారు మీరు. ఏం తీసుకోమంటున్నారు, ఏమి ఇస్తారు అంటే హెల్త్ పర్లేదు సార్. సార్ పంపించారా సార్? ఒకసారి మెయిల్ ఐడి ఎక్కడ ఉందని చూస్తున్నాను. ఇదే కదా మీనా సార్?
అది ఎల్ఎంఐసి కూడా కొంచెం చాలా బాగుంది.
చేస్తాను సార్, అది కూడా చేస్తాను. ఓకే ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. నాకు తల కనబడితే నేను చిన్నగా ఉంది. ఐపీలో ఇదేగా మనం ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అయినా చదువుతుంది లాస్ట్ చెప్పినప్పుడు. మినిమం 5 years. ఐసీఎల్టీ కదా ఇది, ఐసీఎల్టీకి ఉండమంటుంది ఇది బీటెక్ అంటే మన పంపించడానికి 5 o'clock ఇదేనా? గోవింద్ సార్ వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారా? అయ్యో వద్దులే, నేనే వెళ్తాను మళ్ళీ వెనక్కి రా సార్. నేనే వస్తున్నా సార్. ఇది మను అంటే కదా మనం 5 o'clock కల్లా పంపించాల్సింది ఇదే కదా. మనం మెయిల్ ఐడి చాలా అది అయ్యా ఎలా తెలియట్లేదు. ఐసీఎల్టీ కదా. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
మళ్ళీ ఆయన మాటలు రాకూడదు, మంచిగా కానీ మాటలు రాకుండా మాటలు నచ్చి వస్తుంది. మంచిగా ఉంటుంది. చూస్తే గుర్తు మాట్లాడలేదు, గుర్తుపడతారు. చూస్తే గుర్తుపడతారు నచ్చి వస్తుంది మాట. ఆమె కూడా సందేహం మాట వచ్చేటప్పుడు ఏంటంటే వెంటనే వచ్చి నీకు అర్థమవుతుంది అనమాట. ఇప్పుడు నిజాలు కాబట్టి నీకు అర్థమవుతుంది, అర్థమవుతుంది. నేను మొదలు అర్థం మంచిగా అయిపోతుంది. ఎన్ని నోట్ చేసుకుంటూ చూస్తాను అన్నో కదా, 5 నోట్ చేసుకుంటే చూడు ఇచ్చారు మంచిగా మీ తమ్ముడికి అంత మీ తమ్ముడికి అట్లా ఇల్లు ఉన్నది, అన్ని ఉన్నది, మరి దుకాణం ఉన్నది, అన్ని ఉన్నది. వాళ్ళు ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడలేదు. చెప్పాను
పాపం చార్జ్ చేస్తున్నా నాకు మెసేజ్ వస్తుంది కానీ చార్జ్ కలవట్లేదు. శివాని ఒక మాట అండి, ఏమనంటే ఒక గ్యాంగ్, ఇక్కడ ఉన్న గ్యాంగ్ ఎలాంటి గ్యాంగ్ అంటే ఆ గ్యాంగ్ వర్క్ చేయదు, కానీ ఫైల్ ముట్టుకున్నందుకైనా వాళ్ళకి క్రెడిట్ రావాలి కదా. ఆహా, ఇప్పుడు యాక్చువల్లీ ఇదంతా ఇవ్వాల్సింది ఎవరు? నేను కాదు 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 మన మాన్యత మేడం. నేను సహాయం చేస్తాను అనగానే మొత్తం వేసేసింది నా మీద ఈ పేపర్ నోటిఫికేషన్స్ ఇవన్నీ. పేపర్ నోటిఫికేషన్ కి కావాల్సినదేమో నేను రాయించగలను, కానీ ఇది టెక్నికల్ గా నీకు ఏ ఇయర్ది కావాలి, సపరేట్ కావాలా, అట్లా నాకు తెలియదు కదా. అవన్నీ నువ్వు చూసుకోవాలా. హెల్త్ రాసిచ్చినాక ఏ ఇయర్కి కావాలి, ఏ ఇయర్ నుంచి ఏ ఇయర్కి కావాలి, ఎంత కావాలి, ఎక్కడెక్కడ కావాలని నువ్వు చూసుకోవాలి. నేను ఎట్లా చూసుకుంటా? నాకేం తెలుస్తుంది అందులో 5 పేజ్? ఇప్పుడు నేను ఫ్రీగా ఉన్నట్టు నా పేరు పెట్టి మధ్యలో మేడం ఇస్తుంది అని చెప్తే వాళ్ళు ఏమనుకుంటారు? నేను కన్సర్న్ పర్సన్ అనుకుంటారు. అఫ్కోర్స్ దానివల్ల కొంచెం నాకు ఎంతో కొంత వర్క్ వస్తుందని ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ తోనే చేస్తున్నాను మేడం. నేనైతే ఒక వర్క్ వస్తుంది, మనకి ప్రాబ్లం ఉండదు. వర్క్ నిజంగా చెప్తున్నా, ఈ పిచ్చి పిల్లలు చేసేబట్టే నాకు కొంచెం కంప్యూటర్ మీద ఇంత గ్రిప్ వచ్చింది. అయితే నాకు నా వాట్సాప్ ఓపెన్ చేసుకొని మెసేజ్ పెట్టడం రాదు మేడం నాకు. అలాంటి దాన్ని ఈరోజు కూర్చొని నేను ఇంత వర్క్ చేసుకుంటున్నానంటే బికాస్ ఆఫ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ హ్యావ్ డన్.
ఎప్పుడు చెప్పలేదు, చపాతి లేదా?
అవునవును,
అది ఇష్టం
ఇండియా మ్యాప్ లో వచ్చేవి అనమాట. నీకు కూడా మా అమ్మ, నేను కూడా అట్లనే చేస్తా. ఒక రోజు మా అమ్మ వరల్డ్ మ్యాప్ వచ్చేది. పర్వాలేదు అయితే, నేను మీతో కంపేర్ చేస్తున్నా, పర్వాలేదు అయితే. బాగుంది. ఎక్స్పర్టిజం వచ్చింది డాడీ అని చెప్పాల్సింది. ఎక్స్పర్ట్ అయిపోయినా డాడీ చేసి నువ్వు ఇచ్చిన ఇల్లు ఏదంటే ఇల్లు అలాంటిది డాడీ, నన్ను అంత ఎక్స్పర్టైజ్ అనిపించింది. సరే చెప్పండి, అది మీరే వచ్చారు. ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ ఇస్తాం.
అయితే సార్ చెప్తే ఏమంటారంటే ఏ ఇయర్లో కావాలి అంటే అకాడమిక్ ఇయర్ స్టార్ట్ అన్నారు, ఏ మంత్లో కావాలి అది కొంచెం మెన్షన్ ఇచ్చింది.
అట్లయితే మీరు యాక్చువల్గా నోటిఫికేషన్స్ చూసుకోవాలి. దాని నోటిఫికేషన్ చూసుకొని 19లో ఎప్పుడు, 20లో ఎప్పుడు, 21లో ఎప్పుడు, 22లో ఎప్పుడు, 24లో ఎప్పుడు చూసుకోవాలి. అయితే మ్యాక్సిమం నాకు తెలిసి మేలో నోటిఫికేషన్ వస్తుంది సార్. మ్యాక్సిమం ఆల్మోస్ట్ మే నుంచి జూన్ మధ్య ఖచ్చితంగా నోటిఫికేషన్ వస్తుంది. సో లాస్ట్ సెట్ అయితే ఖచ్చితంగా నోటిఫికేషన్ ఇయర్ వైజ్ ఎప్పుడు వచ్చినట్టు 2019, 20కి మనకి మ్యాక్సిమం మే నుంచి జూన్ మధ్య జరుగుతుంది సార్ ఎగ్జామ్ మ్యాక్సిమం. అట్లా ఇది 2024 అండ్ 25 కూడా మీరు ఇచ్చుకోవాలి. ఇచ్చుకుంటే ఫర్దర్గా ఉంటుంది. అంటే ఇవే మనకి మే జూన్ మధ్య ఏదైనా ఒక డేట్స్ ఇచ్చుకోవచ్చు. నోటిఫికేషన్ చూసుకోవచ్చు. డేట్స్ చెప్పాలంటే నోటిఫికేషన్ చూడాలి. సరే అట్లయితే నేను మా చెప్తాను సార్. ఇది కూడా నాకు నోటిఫికేషన్ ఉన్నప్పుడే వస్తుంది. ఇది కూడా నోటిఫికేషన్ తీసుకొని వేయాలి. ఇది మాత్రం ఎప్పుడన్నా వేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇది ప్రాబ్లం ఇది వేస్తానంటే వేసేసేయండి. మూడు ఒకసారేనా? సరే ఎందుకంటే నోటిఫికేషన్ చెక్ చేయాలి. చెక్ చేసి డేట్ చూసుకొని 1 month ప్రోగ్రామా ఏంటి అనేది అక్కడ మళ్ళీ మెన్షన్ చేస్తాను. సరే యాక్చువల్లీ కోవింద్ సార్ చెప్పారు ఈ మాట చూడండి. ఏంటి నాకు ఇస్తాం మీ దగ్గర ఉంచుకోండి. సరే అది మీ వరకు కదా. ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసి 2 సార్లు పెట్టేసి సంతకం పెట్టి మేడం దగ్గర చూపిద్దాం. ఒక 5 పేర్లు రాసేసాను. ఫస్ట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసేసేయండి. అక్కడ పోయి ఎందుకు టెన్షన్? ఇంతసేపు అయిన అమ్మాయి 2 minutes లో పంపిస్తాను. ఇప్పటికి కూడా పంపించలేదు. నేనేమో 7 అయినాయి అని చెప్పా. ఎందుకు ఇట్లా మనుషులతో ఆడుకుంటారో అర్థం కాదు. నాకు మొన్న ఫోన్ చేసి ఇంకా 2 అయినాయి మేడం పంపిస్తాను మొన్ననే చెప్పింది. సరేలే ఇప్పుడు 100 అని ఊరుకున్నాను. నేను తప్ప ఎవరు కనబడుతున్నాను కదా. అవును అంతా అన్నతో చేపిస్తుంది. విద్య కూడా చేయదు, తక్కువ విద్య. ఇక పండుగ వాడుకున్నట్టు వాడుకున్నంత వాడుకుంటాం. ఒకటైతే పంపించిన నేను, ఒకదానికి వెళ్ళింది. సో ఇది నోటిఫికేషన్ కూడా నా దగ్గర ముందు స్టిక్కర్ పెట్టుకోండి. స్టిక్కర్ పెట్టుకుంటే డేట్ ఇచ్చాను, నేను ఇచ్చాను. 100 by భూమిక ఉమెన్ కలెక్షన్ ఇచ్చాను. పోస్ట్ డ్యూరేషన్ 12 months. రాసుకోండి. ఫస్ట్ మంత్ కదా, ఇది ఎప్పుడు ఏ మంత్ డేట్ లేదు కదా, అది ఉద్దేశం 12 months ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసి ముందు ఒక 8 మంది ఉన్నారు అక్కడ, పేరు 5 స్టిక్కర్స్ పెట్టండి. ఎంత ప్లేస్ పడుతుంది ఇది ఇచ్చండి. స్టిక్కర్స్ 5 స్టిక్కర్స్ 1 by 1 ఇట్లా పెడితే ఇట్లా వస్తాయి.
చెప్తున్నా.
ఒక స్టిక్కర్ తీసుకోండి. ఒక స్టిక్కర్ కి ఎంత స్పేస్ పడుతుంది?
ఎంత పడుతుంది?
ఒక 4 లైన్లు పడుతుంది, కానీ ఎక్కువ పడుతుంది. ఇక్కడ పేరు 3 ఆర్ 4. ఓకే, 4 లైన్లు వదులుకోండి. 4 లైన్లు అంటే ఒక పేరు రాయండి. 5 పేర్లకి 5 4 20 లైన్లలో అయిపోతుంది. అది అయిపోయినాక సిగ్నేచర్ ఇది అసలు ఇచ్చేసి వెంటనే సిగ్నేచర్ చేసి ఫస్ట్ పేరు రాయండి. హాల్ టికెట్ నెంబర్, సీరియల్ నెంబర్, హాల్ టికెట్ నెంబర్,
పట్టలేదా స్టూడెంట్, కోర్స్, ప్రోగ్రామ్. ప్రోగ్రామ్ పైన రాస్తాం కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ అమౌంట్ రాస్తే సరిపోతుంది కదా. అమౌంట్ రాస్తే సరిపోతుంది. సిగ్నేచర్ ఎక్కడ పెడతారు? ఇంకా స్టాంప్ నేనా?
ఇక్కడ ఇట్లా రిసీవ్డ్ అని రాసి సైన్ చేస్తారు.
ఓకే,
ఒక లైన్ ఎక్స్ట్రా వదలండి, 5 లైన్స్ వదలండి. రిసీవ్డ్ అని రాయాలి.
కోర్సు లేబర్ లా, అమౌంట్ 1200 అంతే. ఇది ఒక దానికి 4 లైన్లు. ఇప్పుడు పెట్టేసి 1 2 3 4 అని పెట్టేసి నెంబర్కి కాంటాక్ట్ నెంబర్,
ఒకటి ఫేస్ చూపించేస్తాను, మేడంకి ఆయన వచ్చేస్తాను.
ఇదిగోండి ఇలా రాస్తుంది. ఇంకా పై దానికి కింద దానికి పెట్టలేదు. ఇంకా ఇట్లా ప్రతి దానికి ఇట్లా పెట్టేసిన అంతే. ఇట్లా
అంతే.